talk about how you're supposed to hook them? That's how you're supposed to hook them. Almost under the boat. Clear water. Clear water. Oh, that hook gets it. When it gets calm, it gets clear. This little wacky rigged stick worm reason. That bait's salt lick right now. I cannot get this trocar out of this fish's mouth. I literally cannot. He might keep this trocar. Like, he might have jewelry. It's got him pegged so good there. So when it gets calm, and you can see there's a lot of pressure in here. Get the little salt lick. I like to use a straight shank hook like that. I don't like those little drop shot nose hook things. I do not get as good a penetration. What do I do with that? Just like that. You always want it rigged like that. You don't ever, I see a lot of guys that'll rig it like this. And my hookup ratio when I rig it like that is just, it's terrible. It goes way down. And maybe it's a better way, I don't know. But it seems to me like when you hook it, so it's like that, I just seem to get way, way better hookup on it. We switched this wacky rig stick worm in this really clear water. And we weren't getting any bites at all. And we switched this. I mean, these was the first couple were a couple little guys, but we switched to this thing, and that's 3, like pretty quick. Might be onto something. You know what we got going on right here is I thought I had another one already. So I'm throwing at these little dark spots. You can see, if you look out through here, you can see, and it's just little isolated patches of grass. And I'm just throwing this little stick worm up by those dark spots, and they're picking it up. You know, it's a lot of times, you know, you get a good pair of sunglasses on, and you can really scan it, and you might not see it until you get up close to it. But with this stick worm, you know, clear water, so we're using pretty late line, using 12-pound test sun line. It'll really help you catch a lot more fish. Really will, because when it gets, you know, like say early in the morning or something, you could probably come, you know, breeze through here with a, you know, chatterbait freedom or, you know, lipless crankbait or something like that and catch them. But when it gets middle of the day like this, you know, it's warming up, which is good and should make them kind of active, but it's also really clear. Like, you can see the bottom like 4 feet right here. So, you know, kind of trying to stay back as far as you can using this stick worm. It's exactly what Powroznik did, you know, when he won stage 3 of the Bass Pro Tour for Major League Fishing there in the lakes around Raleigh and on Sharon Harris in particular. You know, Sharon Harris, real clear water, fish were up shallow just like they are here today. You know, and he rode that stick worm, you know, straight to a $100,000 check. So, but it's the way, when it gets calm, a lot of pressure, clear water, way to go. We caught us a little bass, pitching a little wacky rig around. All right, guys. Well, you got to see how Jacob Powroznik won the MLF Stage 3 at Lake Sharon Harris. We didn't catch any big ones doing it today, but we did show you basically the technique. You know, we were throwing it around those little dark spots and stuff we could see out there in the grass. I want to show you the setup that I use for that. I use a 7-foot Halo Daylight. This is a medium heavy. Most all the time if I'm throwing a spinning rod, I'm throwing a medium. This particular technique, I like to throw a medium heavy because you are throwing it around some cover, you know, some scattered grass and some stuff. So I like to have that little bit stronger of a rod to be able to drive that hook home. Very important to me. Always I use green braided line. We use 12-pound test line most of the time, but the green braid. And when you're fishing this weightless setup, dude, that's a big deal. I mean, you want to be able to see that line, and with that lime green braid, you can see it. You know, you can see that line jump. and you know you can reel down and set the hook. But I use Ardent C-Force reel, like I said, the 7-foot medium heavy Halo Daylight, 12-pound lime green braid so you can see it. But then I put a fluorocarbon, like most of the time, today we're using 12 for sure, most of the time 10 or 12 pound Sunline FC Sniper fluorocarbon leader. I tie it together with an FG knot. I'm going to put out a video about tying the FG knot soon, so you guys can probably go through all my archives on my YouTube channel and check it out. There will be that video up there. But I joined the braid with the FG knot straight down to a #1 Trocar hook, and I put the little, on my salt lick, I put the little band on it, and then that keeps it from falling off all the time. And like I said, you always want to rig that thing like that. Don't ever rig it like this. I miss so many fish if I rig it like that. You always want that hook to be perpendicular and hanging down like that. That's the whole setup, but I use a straight shank #1. I do not like that nose hook. I just miss a lot of fish on it. But that's the whole setup, and like you saw today, we're just pitching it around little clumps of grass and stuff. Catch a lot of bass. So that's the setup. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Talk about how you're supposed to hook them. That's how you're supposed to hook them.